Test. Testing. Good evening, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? My name is Elon, and I want to welcome you once again to another episode of P.S.L. Properly Submitted Life. Thank you so much that you decided to come and hang out with us this evening. I believe that we're going to have an amazing conversation. Listen, if you are watching and you have not shared, I need you to hit that share button right now because I believe that this conversation is going to be a blessing to somebody on your timeline. And if you are watching this on the replay, that means that somebody thought well enough of this conversation to share it. And so I want you to make just like them. And as I have already said, my name is Elon, and I'm not by myself tonight. As you can see, I'm joined by 5 amazing individuals, and I'm going to give them the opportunity to introduce themselves. I think I'm going to start on my left here with my main man. Go ahead. We're just going to go around and introduce ourselves first.
How you doing? My name is Richard Shoy. I'm not sure if you guys caught the last one, but as far as us gentlemen, we did our thing. So I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
That's what's up, Brooklyn.
I don't know what else to say right now.
Awesome.
All right, my name is Merlin Smith. That's all I got for tonight.
Hey guys, I'm Charlene.
Hey everyone, this is Angela Saint.
And hey guys, I'm also Richard, but Richard J. Innocent.
Awesome. So we got double riches. We're going to be rich in wisdom tonight. That's amazing. So let me start right here because I think that some of us here are friends. And so this conversation tonight is really going to be based about relationships. And so I think that one of the missing ingredients in relationships is friendship. I think oftentimes we have a tendency to skip that stage. So let me just throw this question out there, and I'm just going to use it as a launching pad, and then we can go from there. Is it possible? Is it possible for a man and a woman to have a strictly platonic relationship, even if they are physically attracted to one another?
Yup.
Nah.
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
So is it possible? What do y'all think?
Wow.
You,
It's a tough question to answer, to be honest. I would have to say it's possible because, everything is possible.
Gotcha.
But it'll be difficult.
Okay.
It'll be difficult because, once you have an attraction to somebody, it's only time and opportunity is what it's going to take before it goes to another level. So,
All right, all right. Now, the young lady next to you disagreed with you. Is that correct?
I sure did. It's possible. Because I've done it.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
So,
now I don't know if I was attracted to them, but
so see, that's the
That's the
caveat,
point.
though. That's the caveat. The caveat is if you are physically attracted to somebody, is it possible for you guys to be strictly platonic?
Yes.
Having, okay, you say yes again.
yes, I
All
say
right.
yes again. I'm gonna say it again. Yes.
Okay, all right, all right.
Can you finish what you were going to say?
No,
Dylan?
I was saying having never like been involved, like because sometimes you could have dated somebody and then the relationship broke off, and so now you guys have decided to just be friends. But is it possible for, if both of you guys are physically attracted to each other to just be friends from the jump and remain that way?
I always say no because just like Richard, I believe it's just time and opportunity. At some point in time, you guys are gonna like each other, and you know if you have the opportunity to explore that, you're going to do that. So
just to chime in a little bit more, it's a crazy statistic that I heard a long time ago. I don't know if it still holds to be true, but the statistic goes as once a man and a woman spends a collective of 8 hours together,
8?
8
Okay.
hours together, the probability of them having sex is like almost 90%.
Oh, they're coworkers.
Oh,
8 hours.
okay. That's
8 hours.
That's an interesting stat.
That's what I've heard that. I'm
Okay.
not. I didn't do any fact check on it.
Got you. Can somebody
didn't do
fact
any
check? Can
research.
somebody fact check Richard and put that in the comments?
That's
Because if he's
good.
capping
8
right now, we need to make
8 hours
sure.
a day?
It's not in one. It's not in one
Oh,
sitting.
okay,
It's
okay,
it's-
okay.
No, a cumulative. So
Okay,
it could be
okay.
2 hours today, 2 hours tomorrow. Once you pass 8 hours of spending time with somebody, there's a probability, I believe, of like 80 or 90% that you're gonna have sexual intercourse with that person.
That's amazing. We're going to come right back to
Really?
that. We're going to come right back to that. What do you guys think? Is it possible for two people who are physically attracted to each other to be friends from jump?
No.
Okay.
Just to piggyback on what they said earlier, I mean, the attraction, sooner or later, something will happen. Something will spark. I'm just saying this from experience. That's just me, Angela Saint, speaking from experience, that something will eventually come to play and you won't want to be friends anymore. You're going to want to actually be in a relationship with that person. And it could be complicated later.
Well, there's something wrong with me.
Okay. So the
You are
reason.
the exception to the rule.
All right. So the reason why I'm asking that is because oftentimes I see that you have people who say, "Oh yeah, well we're friends, and I don't want to mess up the friendship. I don't want to mess up the friendship." So would you guys say that if two people are physically attracted to each other and they start off as friends, is it worth quote unquote messing up the friendship to explore a relationship?
To start off as friends, yeah, because that's how it's supposed to be. That's supposed to be your friend, you know. And before you get into a relationship, the person's supposed to be your friend first. Because I want to like you to be in a relationship with you. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Define the word friend because like when I think of a female friend, I mean that's somebody that we talk about everything together. So I know about your past, your who, your current, whatever you deal with. I know all of those material facts ahead of time. So that can be something that I'd be like, nah, you're the Tatiana. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
like if you know her history that much, you're gonna be like, nah, I can't deal with that. You're crazy. Like I remember you was dealing with homeboy, you know, and smashed in his windows and did all
Okay.
this. So those type of things is what you discuss with a friend. When you're talking about a relationship now, you're looking you look at that person differently, you know. So their past is totally erased. But once you have a friendship, it's like you know these things off rip. So it's a little bit difficult for me to jump from a friendship into a relationship
All right.
because you might know certain things that would be a turn off to you. Or that would make you say, you know what, me and you are great friends, but I can never see it as a relationship.
So to Angela's point, though, aren't all relationships supposed to start off as friends? Yes or no? Is that a thing, or we don't do that in
They're
2020?
supposed to.
Yes.
I'm asking.
I
I
would
don't know.
say friends, but with intentions.
Okay. Can
Because
you expound upon
if-
that?
I like that.
Like what Richard was saying is, of course, there's all type of friendships. I could be friends with a young lady, and it's like, yo, you're cool. I like to kick it with you, but I know you're passing. It'll never go that way. But I could be friends with a certain young lady. I'm like, yo, there's an attraction here. What's my intentions? And then I'm gonna lay it out. through experience, I've done that. 2 weeks friendship is like, yo, I'm either gonna have to cut you off, I'm gonna have to let you know how I feel. Either way, something has to happen. So I think that's where I would really go with that question.
Okay.
So,
All
so
right.
that goes back to what I'm saying. Like, I don't call that a genuine friendship. I call that, intentions to get to the next base. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? So you playing the game at that point. You're not really trying to be that person's friend. You just
Not
trying-
not necessarily
trying to be-
not necessarily so though, because in a sense it's like, what is a friendship?
Okay.
We claim friendship, so like you meet someone 2 weeks, oh, you're my friend. No, that's not your friend. Friendship, a real friend. The Bible says a good friend is worth more than a brother.
That's what's
So
up.
what is a friend?
That's what's up.
So that's why let's take it there.
That's what's all right. So I'm going to ask this question. I want everybody to answer on this one. So if you are friends with somebody and you guys are good friends, but then feelings develop, would you sacrifice the friendship for the opportunity for a relationship? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, so leave it right there. So you would not sacrifice the friendship?
No, not initially, no.
Okay. Well, hold on. You put an asterisk. We're going to come back to you. Yes, ma'am.
Let him answer.
Go ahead.
All right. You got to know yourself in order to make that decision. Like, if you know you trifling, like, like, don't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you know you can't control your loins, you can't control yourself, you know that you still want to play the field, and this person is a good friend for you, you don't cross that line, because you automatically know you're going to damage that. Unless that person has the understanding, like, you know what, he tried, and I know he's going to do me dirty, but I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? But no one's really okay with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's my response to that. It's like, I wouldn't do it knowing if I'm not capable of maintaining the level of relationship that person wants.
Absolutely.
If it's something that I know I can maintain, then yeah, I'll cross the line, because I know it won't damage our friendship. But you got to know yourself in order to make that decision.
Okay, so I want you to answer next, and then we're going to flip it on this side, and then Charlene, you get to go last, okay? All right, go ahead.
I agree with everything he said. For the first time. Yeah, I wanna answer.
All right, so the question is still on the table. I need everybody to answer this one. Would you sacrifice the friendship in order to have a relationship? So I want both of you guys to answer, and then Charlene, they're going to come back to you.
Oh, that's tough.
It depends. For me, it depends. Like Richard has said, if the person is trifling, no. If I know your secrets, your past, and I know they wouldn't work, then no. But it's worth the try. I wouldn't mind trying it. It's worth the try.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I'm trying it.
You don't think you're going to
No, I don't
sacrifice
think
it?
I'm trying it. No.
Okay.
Because if you go based off of, or if I go based off my experiences, it's like, all right, friend, attraction, let's try it, and then it doesn't work out. Because for some reason, if you're thinking about it, there's an uncertainty. And that uncertainty usually just grows, and that's what usually breaks it up, if I'm thinking about it. So I wouldn't try it.
That's interesting. That is interesting. All right. Okay, Charlene, you got the last one. Would you sacrifice the friendship for the relationship?
I believe I would have to weigh my options to see if it's worth it.
How-
Okay, hold on, wait. I'm throwing a
Not
flag.
weighing
I'm
your
throwing a
options.
flag.
Yeah,
Somebody
I
put
gotta weigh-
flag in the comments.
Listen,
Sounds like
the
a player to me.
I'm trying to tell you.
I don't want no parts of that.
Okay, so what
I'm
I
going to remain
mean
friends with
is-
you.
Okay, because if we have a good friendship, right? But I feel like we could probably have a even better relationship based off of that friendship, then I think it's worth exploring. Like, why not? You get what I'm saying? And then we have to be mature enough if we want to be like, okay, let's try and, explore this. And we have to have a conversation as far as like, if our friendship is worth it, are we willing to go back to just being friends or whatever? You know what I mean? I think you just have to be two mature people to explore, and that's it.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So when we're talking about friendship, we can all agree here that our criteria for a friend and the criteria for a girlfriend or boyfriend is different, right? Yes. All right. Cool. So let's go around. Let's talk about one or two things that the person that you are choosing, the person that you select, must have, and I need you to elaborate on those two things. Let's start here again. All right. One or two things that the person that you are choosing must have.
Primary thing is honesty, and I guess these sort of go hand in hand. Transparency. I like those two qualities in a person. You know, I want to make sure that they can be themselves around me and that they can be open and honest about everything. So that's what probably is more important as far as qualities for me, because too often, as I said before, you end up with the representative of a person and you never know who they truly are until you years down the line, and then you find out that they tried. So, you know, that's number one quality, and number two, I guess, for me, transparency and honesty.
I guess I go. A respect for himself. That's important. Like, I pay attention to when a man respects himself, because I think society has made it seem like, only women should respect themselves. So if a man respects himself, to me, that lets me know that, of course, you will also respect me and this relationship. So.
That's awesome. All right. So I heard respect. Charlene, go ahead.
I would say transparency and ambition for me, because I can't.
So does ambition mean money?
No, I mean it's part of it. Listen, it's part of it.
That's a dangerous quality.
Okay. All right. So I got respect, ambition. Richard, repeat yours for everybody.
My two are honesty and transparency.
Okay. So I got honesty, transparency, respect. I got transparency and ambition. All right.
For me, he has to know how to lead. That's very important for me. Because if you can't lead me, if you don't have like I think we said this earlier in the ladies, if you don't have a vision and a plan, like I can't be with you. But if you can't lead, like you can't lead my family. You can't pretty much. What am I trying to say? It's just like I can't get the words out. But
Can't lead the household.
Yes, exactly. I need you to be able to lead the household. You know what I mean? It's like you're the head of the house. Like if you can't do that, I can't. No.
I agree.
Okay. All right.
Well, for me, she first just has to be loving.
Okay.
Just a loving person, beautiful person. No bad vibes, you know what I'm saying? Just a person who's optimistic about life, who has faith, who brings that vibrance to to your life. And then I'll say second, ambitious as well. Yeah.
Now, so does ambition mean money for you?
All of that.
Okay. So you know what? Let's raise that up though. So you're saying that the person that you select as a man, she needs to be able to bring something of substance to the table as well.
Yes.
Financially.
She
We talking about money right now.
Now,
Okay.
I'm going to take care of my own.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is, it's nice when you have a woman who's saying that, babe, although you're taking care of your own, I'm going to take care of my own as well, so we can build an empire together.
All right, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Because I'm seeing in 2020, and let me know if I'm right or wrong in the comments. I'm seeing in 2020 we have a generation of women who are seeking men with a bag, but they're not trying to get their own. I don't know if I'm wrong or not. Y'all could correct me in the comments. So fellas, I think you kind of answered. So is that a turn off if you find a woman who is very materialistic?
Yeah. Materialistic, yes.
Okay.
If she doesn't, I guess, have the bag, as they say in this age, it's not a necessity in the beginning, because as long as she has some sort of drive or some sort of plan, I can help her, get to that point. Every female that I've been with, as long as I know, like I've always pushed for them to become the greatest version of themselves. So if that is part of their plan, then I'm with that. It's not a necessity for you to have the bag before you get into a relationship with me personally. But it'd be nice, you know what I'm saying? Like it'd be nice if you have it, but it's not a disqualification automatically.
Gotcha. All right, ladies. So ladies, help me out here. Let's kind of define it, because I want to make sure that we know for the people who are watching. What's the difference between a woman who wants a man who is ambitious, and a for lack of better terms, a gold digger. I was trying to find a better word. I couldn't find it. If y'all know a better word besides gold digger, please put it in the comments. So what's the difference? What's the difference? For the guys out there, help us. Because it seems to me as if we have a hard time distinguishing the two. Between a woman who wants a man who is ambitious, where does that line end and a gold digger begins?
Well, I feel like a gold digger, it begins with just expecting him to provide everything. Okay. Everything. You're not trying to do anything to, contribute. You just want him to pay for your nails, pay for your food, you know what I mean? And you're not either reciprocating that or at least trying to put, money and spend it on yourself. So.
Okay. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Pretty much, you're not that woman that just want to be seen with a man. Like, you're only with him because he has what he has, and you just pretty much want that arm candy. You just, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty much a woman who's looking for a man to take care of her, because I think one thing that annoys me and within my generation is that now.
Say it.
What annoys me is a man should not be financially responsible for a woman that he is not married to.
Exactly.
Okay? So
say that one more time, because I think somebody wants to type that in the chat. Go ahead.
Okay,
Say
you want me to go get closer? No, seriously, a man should not be financially responsible for a woman who he's not married to. And society, it's like, you get into these relationships or even in a talking stage, and it's, oh, if he ain't paying half of this bill, then he can't talk to me. Okay, well, are you looking for a sugar daddy? You looking for a partnership? Like what, so that's my
But can I add something? But I'm all for the ladies, but that goes for the ladies too, because there's some ladies out there that does that too. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's interesting. Uh-huh.
I guess for the gold digger thing, there's an old saying that you can test the loyalty of a man when he has everything, and the loyalty of a woman when he has nothing. Mm-hmm. So gold diggers, you can usually find out who they are when the man has nothing.
Wow. Okay. That's really, really, really good. Okay, so let me go here, because I think this question is going to be very enlightening. I'm going to start with the ladies, and then fellas, I want you guys to answer afterwards. Ladies, what do you think is the most overlooked quality of women that, obviously, that guys overlooked? What you could be talking about yourself or in general. What is the most overlooked quality?
I think for me, our discernment, I think, for me.
Okay, your discernment.
Yes, okay. Because a lot of times we're able to pick up on something you guys are completely blinded. I mean, have no idea what's going on. Like, for example, you have that friend, okay, that, that's your quote-unquote BFF, but that woman just can see, like, no, babe, he's a little envious of you, or he's trifling, he's just sticking around because, and it's like, nah, what you mean? We grew up together, like, we straight. And then it's like, but we have that, that inside of us when we know, like, nah, and I think a lot of time, men, they kind of overlook that in 99.9% of the time. We'll be right.
Gotcha. So the most overlooked quality for you is discernment.
Yes.
Okay, that's real good. Uh-huh.
I can agree with you on
you
the
better agree all the way.
discernment thing, but when it comes to that homeboy chilling in the wing, no. No way.
Richard, we're going to come back to that.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. I'm going to let you do you, but...
Yeah, we need to come back to that. The most overlooked quality. Fellas, if y'all want to jump in and you got one, y'all could jump in. And the reason why I asked this question is, I'm going to be married going on 10 years. Shout out to Vanessa Elon. If y'all see her in the comments, go ahead and tag her. And I think the thing that I never noticed about my wife, and she tells me to this day, is that her sense of humor. Like, because it never really mattered to me, like, if a girl was funny or not. I'm like, I don't care, as long as you're fine. But as I got deeper in our relationship, the fact that she has a sense of humor was good. And so this is the reason why I'm asking. So what do you think is the most overlooked quality? Anybody else want to jump in? So ladies, so guys don't overlook y'all qualities. They just know what it is.
Well, I didn't say that. The way we think sometimes, the way we, just like the discernment, the way we think, because there's certain ways that, we see things and then we'll address it and then they won't notice it until like maybe like a week later, like, oh snap, she did tell me that. She did tell me about that. So you should have listened the first time. So yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
No, I'm good.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Say what you got to say.
I didn't know
Say
if
it
we
with
was,
your chest, man.
the qualities that they mentioned so far, I agree with. Sense of humor is definitely a big one.
So just about you personally, what do you think that women overlook? What qualities in men do women overlook often?
Okay, for sure.
Oh, 'cause it's about you.
Yeah. So it could be about you, or in general.
I think women overlook a man who is stable.
Stable. Okay.
I think they really overlook that. I think so many times with just everything going on, our generation and social media and everything, it's so easy to put on a persona. It's so easy to put on a front. And I think women just really don't even, and I'm not even just talking about stable in finances, I'm talking about stable mentally, spiritually, like overlook the little things, like
I'm gonna have to disagree on that one because
Disagree
I
too.
that's the first thing I look at.
First thing we look at.
well, if that's the case, then why are good men slept on?
That's what I'm talking
Because you
about.
guys may have lack in a lot of other areas. Like,
Like
You gotta when
the
it
y'all may
platform's
think
open.
y'all stable, but y'all not.
The platform's
Maybe,
open.
maybe it's something else that
The
y'all
platform
lacking,
is
but that's
open.
the first thing I look at to
Okay.
make sure you're
Absolutely.
mentally. Oh, I
They
need
just
you to
may
be
think that they're
correct
stable,
mentally.
but they're not.
So, Richard, if I'm understanding you correctly, you're saying that. So when we're talking about stability, it's not just mental stability, but it's a man who is good overall. And so you're saying that sometimes the good guys do finish last.
For sure, a whole man, and it's good to finish last because the last shall be first.
I mean, that's a Bible verse. Right? All right. So ladies, y'all throwing a flag on Richard's statement, right? Can y'all tell me why y'all disagree?
Because let's say financially, right? They may think that they're stable spiritually, mentally, emotionally, but financially you're not. So therefore, you're not stable in all the areas that we need you to be stable in. So we made, you got a little bit more work to do.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna talk about the mental. For me, I need to know if you a psychopath, because I'm not gonna be with no psychopath. So mentally, when I converse with you, those are the things that let me know if you are crazy, if you did get over your past, if those are the things that we look at. We're very good listeners. Women are very observant. We are very good listeners. So these are the things that I know for me. I don't know about you guys, but that's for me. I need to know if I'm gonna be with somebody crazy or if I'm gonna be with somebody good.
Okay. All right.
Okay. The things that I think women overlook is a man's spiritual beliefs. I believe that's something that a lot of women overlook. And a second,
Who y'all be dating?
Wait a minute.
Okay.
and his, for lack of a better word, his sensitivity.
Okay.
Like it's very frowned upon for a man to be sensitive or understanding to a woman's sensitive side, her feminine side. So when a man is in tune with his feminine side and he's able to communicate his emotions, or he chooses to communicate his emotions, is sometimes met with resistance, or why you crying like a, So you get that response a lot of times from certain women. I'm not gonna say all, because
Gotcha.
it's never gonna be all. Nothing is a constant like that.
Gotcha.
But that is a quality that is overlooked with a man who's secure enough to know he's still a man, but can also communicate his emotions or his that.
Gotcha.
I agree.
So to your point, are you then saying that women want you to show weakness when they want you to show weakness, but not when you're ready to show it?
Absolutely.
Interesting. That is interesting. So ladies, would you agree with that statement that some women are selective in when they're comfortable with their man showing weakness, or do you totally disagree with that?
I would agree.
Yeah. for sure.
That's interesting. All right. So then, is it not a problem then? So would you then not agree that good guys do finish last? Because if I'm a good guy and this particular thing is my weakness point, and then y'all don't agree that it should be, then I'm gonna get kicked to the curb.
Some of them are just
All right,
good on paper.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, it's just
Uh-huh.
they're just good guys.
They love to claim
but
themselves good.
They
They just good on
either
paper.
lack in their approach to
Oh.
a woman.
Okay.
Their, the chemistry. You know what I mean? Like,
Gotcha.
there's other areas than just being a good guy, and sometimes they use that as their excuse.
Absolutely.
To get what they want or just to
Ah.
just seem good. I don't want to talk about you being good all the time. Like,
All right. You know
you're
what?
just saying that.
You know what? Richard, hold that thought. So let's do this. Let's do this because you raised a great point. You raised a great point about the approach, right? So help all the guys who's watching. Help all the guys, ladies. Help all the guys who's watching. Let's talk about approach. Like, where do men go wrong? And fellas, I got something for y'all too. So where do men go wrong as far as approach is concerned?
Not following through.
What does that mean?
If you
Just say the C word.
right
Consistency.
We all know that one.
Somebody put consistency in the chat, please.
That's an easy one, Pastor. You gotta
Right.
mean what you say and say what you mean.
Exactly. If you're asking a young lady out on a date, okay, if you that's just one, right? Then you need to set a date. If you set a date and it just doesn't happen, you don't call the person, you don't make an effort to actually go through with having the date, then you lost right then and there.
Consistency. Ladies, want to jump into that? Anything else as far as the approach is concerned? Like, how can men approach it better? Help them.
For me, transparency.
Okay.
Believe it or not, I actually love when a man, I don't care if you're hell on earth. Let me know you're hell on earth. And let me make that decision if I want to deal with you. Because a lot of time, I feel like men, they want to put up this facade, that they're quote unquote, good on, they're great on paper, right? And for me, if you can just be honest with me, you could tell me that you don't cheat on everybody you don't dated with, you don't dated, just let me, give me that opportunity to make that decision, okay? But just don't flat out pretend to be something that you're not. So transparency, that's big.
All right. So I got, as far as approach is concerned, I got consistency. I got transparency. Anything else?
You're not self-centered. It's not all about you. Yeah, yeah. I've encountered some guys like that. They're very self-centered.
And she's triggered.
Okay.
Can I
All
just
right.
add one more to that?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
The ability to keep up conversation. If you ask for my number, that's just a lost art, right? You ask for my number, you say, hey, and I'm like, hey, what's up? And then it just stops right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? And then it happens again 2 days later, the same thing. I need more. I need more conversation, things to stimulate my mind so we can talk. I love to talk, to get to know the person. Like, a little hey and what you doing is not going to do much.
WYD,
What is that?
BLOCKED, blah.
So just to chime in on that though, you do understand that conversation works both ways, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of the time y'all always want us to initiate and direct the conversation. Sometimes we hit a roadblock. It doesn't mean that you can't come up with a conversation either.
Right,
Well-
but I agree, but don't bore me.
What you mean?
Listen,
don't bore you?
people just need to know.
It's a conversation.
The men don't know how to continue the
Can I-
conversation.
can I
No, they
interject?
don't.
You start it, you can start it, right? And then they'll just be like answering in one word or whatever. Like, you need to continue. Like, okay, pick another point so we could talk about it. Like, you need to continue the conversation. That's
You know
the
what's
problem.
you know what's the worst thing that I get from some females? When I say, hey, how was your day? Fine.
But
Okay.
listen, Richard, can I hop in on this?
Yeah,
Can I hop in on this?
yeah,
real
go
quick?
That's good.
You see, that's why, personally, I think a real man don't really waste time with stuff like that. My mindset, I'm just letting you into my mind. You guys don't have to agree with it. Now, me personally, off the first date, I want to talk on the phone. I want to FaceTime. If I'm taking this serious, I want to FaceTime.
The first day.
Not the first date, but I'm talking about after I get you. You know what I'm saying? You
In
know
the beginning.
You get the beginning, in the beginning, in the beginning. Thank you, Charlene. Thank you. Yes, in the beginning. But seriously though, in the beginning, I want to FaceTime. I really want to see, like, can you keep a conversation? Is this worth it? And I want to FaceTime you on a random time. I'm I'm FaceTiming you at like 8:30 p.m. I want to catch you slipping. I want to see you without makeup. I want to see that type of stuff because if I'm going to take you serious, I want to see where this can go. Now, me personally, if the conversation don't go well, there's not going to be a second, a third, and a fourth, and a fifth time. And there's sometimes the conversation does go well, and in my heart, I just don't feel right about it, and there's still not going to be a second, a third, and a fourth time. And I think that's just, it's one of those things bro, we waste so much time as men. I'm talking from a men perspective. Us men, we're meant to hunt, protect, and serve.
Hunt, protect, and serve. Somebody put that in the comments, please, so I can remember that.
Now, a real man, the thing is, a real man go ahead and take care of his business and everything else shall be added. Now, I admire a good woman. I think a good woman is hard to find. And I think a real man does have to date. He have to go ahead and search. Now, there comes a point in time, though, a real man has to know what he wants. So the way that he hunts has to be a little different. Because if he's going ahead and wasting time 2 to 3 weeks, can I call you pastor?
Yes, sir.
If he's going ahead and waste 2 to 3 weeks on something that is wasting time, you know how much purpose, you know how much destiny. These are real things that he has to get done for his family. Because you know what? A man carries his last name. Legacy. Whoever he marries, guess what? Joins, and that carries his last name. Legacy. So a man can't go out his way to be wasting time on silly conversation.
So to the approach is that important because it kind of leads to what you're talking about. So let me come at it from this angle because we know that in society it's a man who normally approaches a woman. So ladies, is it wrong for a lady or for a woman to take initiative and approach a man if she has feelings for him?
It ain't wrong, but I ain't doing it.
Okay. So you say no. Okay.
Okay, so I will try to shoot my shot, in a very
Can you elaborate on shot
overt
shooting,
way.
please?
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna outwardly say, "Hey, I would love to go out with you." I'm not doing that. Okay?
I see. So you say that you're saying that there are subtle ways that a woman
Yeah,
can
you could
show
drop
a man.
hints. Yeah,
Okay.
drop hints so that he's like, okay, she's available.
Okay.
And
All the
then
single fellas out there, can you let them know what are these hints?
Yeah,
Because-
I'm curious
because
too.
The thing about it is,
Tell me,
we
Charlene.
don't read minds very well. We
Yeah.
really do not do that very well.
Well, I don't know how to explain this because sometimes it's like, I don't know how to explain this because sometimes it could be valid for one person and then another time you're doing the same things, but then, it's not really like, I was not really checking for you like that. so that's what makes it a little bit more difficult. But so if you do that, okay, let's just say like, okay, you're in the DMs, you're commenting on pictures or whatever like that. So then you see how the man reacts, you see how if they're interested, and then you could take it from there, right?
Gotcha.
Can you take it away from social media, make it more like reality? Like
Thank you.
Okay, so-
Okay, eye contact.
Social media is so subjective. Like you said,
You're
you
right,
can
you're
like
right.
somebody's
Yes.
pictures and mean absolutely nothing.
Gotcha.
And you can like somebody's picture and you be like, God, why this guy ain't noticed that I'm liking his picture?
That's good,
You're right.
Rich.
So I would say eye contact, going up to them, saying hello, introducing yourself. If you guys are kind of cool like that or whatever, physical touch, like, oh my God, just girly
Fellas, y'all taking
things.
notes? Okay.
That's for Charlene.
Yes, that's her ministry. That's her ministry. I would have to disagree. Because I don't drop hints. I mean, because the Bible says when a man findeth his wife, he findeth a good thing. So once he find me, he's gonna know he found it a good thing.
Hallelujah.
So I'm not gonna sit here and drop hints because when you see me, you're already gonna know I'm a good
You
thing.
see me.
Okay.
She's not dropping hints, she's
I'm
dropping
just saying.
bombs.
I'm not gonna drop hints. I'm not gonna give you no examples. You
I
gonna
disagree.
know.
I'm
You
sorry, I
gonna know.
So like nothing.
He gonna know when he see
That's
me.
not fair. That's not fair.
All right. So fellas, let me ask you: if a woman approached you, how would you feel about it? Would you be offended, or would you not take it seriously? Or if a woman approached you, seeking something romantic?
It would be flattering at first, because that's not something that men are accustomed to. So once we get any attention from a woman, especially on that level, it's like, okay, that's what's up. I see where you're coming from. Depending on her approach too, because if she came on a little bit too strong, you're gonna be like, man, I'm gonna see where it goes, but she seemed like she might be a little bit crazy anyway. So let me just get past that point there. But you know, like I said, initially it'd be something flattering, something to be like, man, that's really big of her to take that initiative to try to let me know, like, yo, I want to go out, or, you know, I find you attractive, or whatever the case may be. So that's a cool thing for a woman to do. But like I said, it's just not something that we're accustomed to.
Okay.
So it might be a little bit uncomfortable. We wouldn't know how to be like, yeah, all right, thank you.
Okay, can I ask
Like
you
you say, I
something?
appreciate
Yes.
you. Like, you know?
So, would you disagree or agree with a woman like dropping hints though, like the hints that I provided?
I love hints. Hints are cool, but you know, can you make them a little bit more obvious so that this way, because we don't like rejection as much as y'all think we do. You know, like
Okay, but I
that
think
is
there's
something
a
that we
fine
deal
line
with a lot.
Shauna,
You're saying
what were you saying?
because I feel like there's a fine line with what he's saying. Then, like your approach being like too much, and you're like you're gonna get scared away versus somebody
No,
dropping
I mean,
hints and he doesn't know. Like,
No, I'm trying to say like if a girl, yo, you look good. I want to, you know, like
Okay,
if she come
yeah,
on
okay.
like strong like that, you're gonna be like, you do this on a daily
Right.
basis, so I might not be special. But if you know, a woman come up to me and say, hey, you know what, I saw you from across the room. The book you were reading or something, I find you attractive. Wanted to know if you want to go and have a cup of coffee. Boom. Okay, cool. That sounds
Okay.
like that's
doing that, Shirley?
That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting.
like that's smooth. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
That's-
okay.
But the only thing
But-
the only reason why I said dropping the hints, I disagree with that, is because it makes the female look desperate, like you're desperate in wanting to be with someone. That's the way I see
Yeah.
it, you know, because
Okay.
I don't want to be desperate.
I agree. There's
we'd
a way,
rather
I
be
think there's
lonely.
ways to do it to still be ladylike versus
Or you
being
can just
desperate.
flat out ask me, "Are you single?"
Right.
I
like,
don't want to drop no hints. You know,
right.
If you and this is my thing. If you want to know something, just ask me,
Yeah.
okay? Because just like Richard was talking about, playing games. Like, don't nobody have time for that either. You know, like I don't really. Like, for example, when people say, they've been talking for like years, I mean, what y'all talking about?
Right.
I mean, I'm not really sure because the first 30 seconds, I can tell you my mama last name, I can tell you my favorite color, and the first 30 minutes, I want to know if you done had any trauma, did you go to therapy, stuff that actually matters because y'all will spend about 8 months talking about, nothing, talking about, did you catch, Real Housewives of Atlanta? Like,
Wow.
that's not important, I want to know, how would you like to raise a child? Like, I want to know, have you dealt with your past trauma? Any,
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Those are
Ain't got
great,
time.
those are great questions, and that's a great expectation. But the reality of it, you're not gonna get that.
from who?
What you're gonna get in the initial stages of meeting somebody, once again, is the representative. He's gonna answer all the questions correctly. He's gonna say all the right things. He's gonna make you believe he's the perfect person.
Ooh.
And then years down the line is when you're
Years,
gonna find
not
out.
years, love.
Yeah, because that representative lasts a long time.
You know what?
And
Let's-
once you know how many women get into a relationship and then like year 5, they're like, oh my God, he's a dog, he's abusive, he's hitting me. And you find all these things out later. You think a person who's a woman beater gonna sit there and go, yeah, I like to be a woman.
Wait a minute. Wait, hold on.
If you look at me sideways,
well-
I'm gonna give you that black eye. It's the mittens for you.
I understand. I get that, but because you can. I mean, married people been together for like 50 years and still don't, still learning about each other. I understand that, but I'm not talking about, not. It's not always about the because there are actually genuine people out there.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Of course.
There are actually great men out there. There are actually great women out there.
Agreed.
So I think for me it's a little different because I allow God to kind of lead me.
There you go.
Now
you
I stand, firm on my discernment because I ain't gonna waste my time and you ain't about to waste mine.
So this kind of raises a very, very interesting question. So, like, when do we know, as far as when a man and a woman get together, when do we know that, hey, this person is past their representative stage? So, how do we know?
Well,
Come on,
you
Reggie.
never really know. It just comes
Okay.
out.
Yeah, it does.
It slowly comes out.
There you go.
and for go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, a wise man once told me, when someone shows you who they are, just believe them the first time. Don't let them do it 2, 3, 4 times because it slowly comes out. But go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. It does slowly come out. For me, I give a guy 1 month. 1
30
month.
days.
1 month. The
Okay.
first week is always, kumbaya. It's always like wedding, newlywed
Peaches and
stage.
cream rainbows.
Right. It's always that. The 3 weeks, I'm looking at everything. The way you text, the way when I speak to you, everything. I see everything. And trust me, I know from experience, I see everything in 30 days.
30 days.
30 days.
Oh man. Oh man.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Nah, I see it, boo. Because it's also for me, like the moment I say hello to you, I'm already praying. I'm also asking
Okay,
God.
okay,
I'm
okay.
asking God, is this man
Absolutely.
supposed to be in my life?
Exactly.
And he will show me within the 30 days. Trust me, honey, he is gonna show me.
Absolutely.
30 days. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's awesome. That's
She
awesome.
gave him too much time, but 30
No.
days.
Okay. So serious question. So from the point of meeting an individual, how do you know if this person is going to work out or not? Ladies, so you guys are in agreement 30 days.
I'm not in agreement. By the second day, I'm gonna figure it out.
You said the second day?
By the second date.
Second
By
date.
the second date.
Okay, so date number 2, you know. Mm-hmm. Okay.
We're not talking
Shirley?
about their representative, like.
No, we're talking.
We're
Yeah,
just
we're
talking
talking
about if it's just gonna work out for you.
Nah, we're talking about the representative. Like
Oh.
how? So because I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of women who meet men and they don't know who they're meeting. They don't know if they're meeting the church guy or which guy are they meeting.
lot of times
So
they-
how would they know? How long should that take?
Well, just to kind of track back, a lot of time they know they tend to ignore that. So, if you don't waited 6 months for him to show you, he don't show you about with that one text message he sent at 6:55 p.m. That was all the clarity you needed, but you was like, but nah, let me give it more time. So that's your fault.
Once again, I just find that I'm a avid take your time type of person. I don't believe in rushing anything. Take as much time as it takes before you are certain. Don't ever make a hasty decision. I guess to quote the late great Biggie Smalls and Notorious B.I.G., don't make moves when you timid. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not feeling something,
Not the Bible, but Biggie.
I mean but that's
So
but
the
you know what?
B-I-G-G-I-E, not
But
the
you know what?
B-I-B-L-E.
Something else came to my
Brooklyn.
mind too. Like, what was the name of that movie? I think it was For Color Girls or something like that, where there was a scene in the movie. There was the nice guy. He was just nice and perfect the whole time, and then the girl finally decides to bring him home, and then she turns her back, and then he got all his clothes off, and he rapes her. Like, she didn't see that coming from a mile away, and she spent time getting to know him, chilling, and he just seemed so perfect and so nice. But as soon as he came in her house, that's when the demons came out. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that, it's like I said, I don't believe 30 days is enough time to know anybody. You can't know somebody in 30 days.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
you
I
won't.
can.
Well, you won't know somebody.
Yeah,
That's-
no,
that's
you won't
perfect.
You won't know, but a lot of
Deal
things
with
you
the
will
food.
see. The thing is, you will see certain things that you
Right.
don't want.
Whether you
for
wanna
a re-
continue.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
Oh yeah,
You will
but
see
that's
enough
what, but that's what I'm
traits.
trying to say. Like,
Right, so
like
if you see enough-
over time, like for me personally, the young lady that I'm with, it's like it took me years before I actually made it official. You know what I'm saying? And it was just one thing I was waiting for, and when that thing happened, I was like, okay, now she gets it. So now we can be, together.
All right, hold on. I'm
I'm
throwing
sorry,
flags.
this
I'm
is
sorry,
an experiment.
years for you guys to make it
Hey, Rich,
official.
hey, Rich, we tossing
Nah,
flags.
nah,
We tossing
nah,
flags. Hey, we tossing flags. So the reason why I'm tossing the flag is because everybody in the comment is gonna do the same thing. So you said years. So the question has to be is, ladies, how long is too long to wait for a man to make it?
Not no years.
To make it
Official.
exclusive, like
Yeah,
That's
to make,
way too
to make
long.
it to make it
Once again,
exclusive.
it was years for me to make it official.
Okay.
In that time, best believe she done went, left, did her thing. It came back full circle. One of those things.
Okay,
You
so
know
she
what I'm
wasn't waiting that whole
Of course
time
not. Of
for
course
you.
not.
Okay, okay.
Because women work on a different timetable than men do. You know what I'm saying? Like we feel like we have forever, and women feel like they got to get it done now. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, that's interesting.
Don't come.
All right. So let me ask this question. Just so women can know, because there was something floating on social media that says a man knows within the first date if he's gonna want to be with a particular woman.
Don't lie
So
now.
that
Don't
so
be
that was
lying.
floating on social media. Do y'all agree?
Don't
Y'all
be lying to
disagree?
people.
I saw that on social media, and I commented that on a couple people pages that had that up, and I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Once again, like I said, I'm an avid take your time type of person. I need to get past your representative stage, and that thing can last for forever. You know what I'm saying? Like you never really know a person until you know a person.
Got you.
So
Richard?
And I don't think 30 days is enough time for you
I
to
just-
know somebody.
Right, and I just think it's just two different perspectives. Me personally, I'm more focused on walking with the spirit. So me personally, on the first date, I will know. It's the vibes, however you want to take it, whether your intuition, discernment, vibes, energy. You just know, you kind of know. And things happen unexpectedly as well. So you'll have a friend in the coworker and boom, attraction happens. You pursue it. But you'll know. So, I mean, just two different perspectives, but I'm walking with the
Yeah.
spirit. Second day, you out of here.
Exactly. Your prayer life will lead you to that.
Absolutely.
All right, so ladies, don't trip on that meme. Not all brothers know after the first date. So let's pivot here. 'Cause I think this subject is important because when we're talking about dating relationships, especially when we talk about within the church, one of the most taboo subjects that we have is sex. And the thing about sex being a taboo subject is everybody's doing it, but yet it still remains taboo. So let me ask this question: who's responsible for maintaining the sexual purity in our dating relationship?
Both parties.
50-50. Does everybody agree both parties 50-50?
For maintaining both sides?
Yeah, for maintaining the sexual purity of the relationship, is it a 50-50 responsibility shared between the man and the woman?
If I'm in a relationship with someone, I feel it's the woman because the woman has the power. Because it said that, I was reading something, it said that women are in control of the man getting into bed with you.
Agreed.
Like we have the control of that. You know what I'm saying? So, because we could like if I'm at let's say I'm at a restaurant or something and I see a guy that I'm interested in and I give him the little hints that we were talking about and he feels the connection or whatever and he comes over and he talks to me, I can get him in bed just by doing that.
Wow. Okay.
I disagree with that.
Okay.
Just
All
by
right,
doing
Rick.
that.
I've been in situations and because it's so generic, because you said woman can do it,
Men
I'm a
can do it
man.
too.
Yeah, they can.
They
They
can.
can.
But I'm saying, all right, so if that's the case, what I'm saying is that's not a principle. You can't say that's a law.
No.
Right. Okay, awesome.
In this instance here, I guess we're dealing more with like percentages, like.
Right, okay.
It's a higher percentage for a woman to choose a man that she wants to sleep with and get it done.
Exactly.
Than from a man to sit there and say, you know what, I want to sleep with this woman and get it done.
Right.
Because I said that in our last meeting with the gentleman, like women are in control of that. Women are in control of who have sex. Men are in control of who gets in relationships and marriages. You know what I'm saying? So
That's interesting. Okay.
I'm offended.
Go ahead, sis. So, all right. So if two people are dating and they keep falling into sex, so the person who should receive the blame or the majority of the blame is the woman. Is that what we're saying here tonight?
I feel like it should be the man.
All right.
It's both responsibilities, but I feel like more pressure is put on the man because he's the leader. He should take that lead in leading us, into purity.
Well, it depends on it depends, if you guys are spiritual people, if you guys
Right.
are Christians.
That's true.
Depends on the
That's
dialogue.
true. Yeah,
Because
that's
if you
true.
guys are both Christian, it should be both party. Why
Yeah.
should it be? I mean, you read the same Bible that I read, right?
Exactly.
You know what it says.
Exactly.
So I would agree 50-50, because just like what she was saying, like some men can put pressure on a situation and, it's the old adage go, you hit anything long enough, it's going to break. So, if you touch that spot long enough, she's going to fold and she's going to do what you want to do, especially if you already been down that road already. So it's just one of those things. But if, you guys never did anything and she's reluctant to it and he's reluctant to it, it maintains the purity that way. But if he's pressuring it and she wants to do it, it's going to happen.
All right, good. So let me ask this.
50-50 at that point.
Let me ask this question then. So would you, ladies, would you advise another young woman or even yourself if you were in this position, if a man was constantly, if your boyfriend, let's say that, if your boyfriend was constantly asking for sex, would that be grounds to end the relationship?
My respect for him would go down tremendously, and I probably would end the relationship. Because I expect you to uphold, our thoughts, our beliefs. Of course, I'm going to hold it on my end, but if you're showing me that you can't even, hold uphold that and lead us, I'm like, okay, my faith in you as a leader, as a man, kind of low key is going down.
Because
Okay.
in the beginning, a lot of times you can share that, that, hey, I want to wait for marriage, yada, yada. And a lot of times,
They'll
not
say,
all of them, they'll be
okay.
like, oh, yeah,
You're
cool.
right.
And then by the fourth month, it's like, well,
They had amnesia. Yeah, they had
it's
amnesia.
like they don't, you just try to find certain ways to, so I guess
But my thing,
I'm not gonna
but
drag
can I
y'all
add
tonight.
something?
I'm not.
I'm just speaking for a spiritual aspect. If you shouldn't be if you're dating and let's say you both love sex or whatever, you shouldn't be going to each other's houses because it's going to lead to sex anyway. You shouldn't.
So there's supposed to be boundaries.
Yes.
Okay.
Just
okay.
create boundaries.
That's
I mean,
okay.
you can go to the house, but just
Nah.
choose the right time.
Nah, sis, nah. Nah, sis, you got to create a boundary. You got to create a boundary.
Here's the thing, though, because it rains in the
Yes,
daytime
exactly.
too. It rains in the daytime.
Exactly.
What if I gotta go there for something?
All right. So, okay. So my next question would be this then. So is the propensity to have sex a weakness, or is that just a choice that a man or a woman might make? And the reason why I'm trying to make this distinction is because if somebody has that weakness, then should we or should we not work with that individual if we are in a relationship with that individual, or should we then see that the fact that they constantly are asking for sex as this is just a decision that they made to do?
True
Yes.
story. I've actually been in this exact situation. I was we're going with it. I was dating a Brazilian chick, and Brazil is just naturally romanticism, and she was a believer as well. We talked about it. We're like, yo, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna chase purity. I'm gonna go ahead and find out. So, but she always wanted to touch and kiss and be on my neck, and I'm like, yo, I can't be doing stuff like that. Got to the point one time
He
I had
was
to
Joseph in the building.
Yeah, I had to jump out the car on him, Pastor. I promise, I did it. I jumped out the car for real. I promise. Do you believe me?
Hey, if you say it, I believe it.
All right, cool. Nah, but seriously. Nah, she ain't died, but she was just. I guess she thought I was a little too much or too strict. But I was serious about it, and this is my faithful God. I remember one time, like it was clear as day. We was chilling at the beach, and I was fasting, and I wanted to bring her along. I really wanted to see if this could work, and she was just kissing on me. I heard God's voice as clear as day. Are you gonna allow Eve to allow you to sin, Adam? And that's all I heard.
Are you going to allow Eve to allow you to sin
Adam. And I heard it as clear as day. And I got up, because I knew I was going to take it there. Let's be transparent, man. And I got up, and I'm like, I'm going to protect everything, and I'm going to get up, and you got to go. I flirted with it for a little bit, but through that process, I realized I had to fast and take some time away from it. And I realized, why did I waste time with that? From the get, I knew we didn't share common morals. So that's what I'm saying. Based off experience, I'm answering that. But there's a lot of perspectives. There's a lot of good perspectives too out here.
That's really good. So a word that was mentioned here was the word boundary. So let's talk about boundaries. So are we still setting up boundaries in our relationships, or should we be as young adults? Should we be to the point where you have to be responsible for your own stuff, or should you set strict boundaries in a dating relationship?
Create boundaries.
Okay.
I mean,
And also, can you
have
give
to
me
know yourself.
what some boundaries are, just so they can take notes and put in the chat? So we're
don't call me after 10 o'clock. That's one boundary for me.
10 p.m.
10 p.m. Because some guys, they get a little crazy after 10 o'clock.
Huh?
They can get crazy at 4 p.m.
Who are you talking to?
Right.
4 p.m. You watching cartoons?
At work at 4 p.m.
Exactly.
Boundaries. Okay.
Yeah, after 10 p.m., don't call me. Yeah.
Not being
Gotcha.
alone in intimate settings.
Okay.
That's a big boundary.
Gotcha.
Some tough
It's
ground.
already
No, hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm throwing the flag. I'm throwing the flag because all right. So we can't be alone. You see, did you use the word romantic or intimate? Okay, so not be alone in intimate settings. So, all right, because there's a lot of guys here. We're kind of confused between what is intimate and what is romantic, because being romantic is a demand that is placed on men in 2020. So what's the difference? Because how help?
anything where if you find yourself in a space that anything can go down without someone holding you accountable right then and there, then maybe that, that moment and place and time is not appropriate.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Anybody else?
Like I said before,
Boundaries?
don't be at my house especially if you still live with your parents. If your parents are not home, then he shouldn't be in your house. That's a boundary right there.
And I agree with everything everyone's saying. I just want to add on to it. It's
Yeah.
like, because there are more mature audiences out there as well. And then for the mature audiences, just communication. I think
Yeah.
I went on a date recently, and we sat from couch to couch, and then we're having a great conversation. I told her straight up, I'm like, I'm super attracted to you. We're gonna keep it just like this because something may go down, and I don't even know if I want to take you there. Like, I don't know if I want to wife you up, so I'm not going to touch any of that. And I think that's real boundaries I set with just
Absolutely.
communicating.
Communication.
Absolutely.
That's real
That's
good.
number
That's
one.
good.
That's taking
obvious, yeah.
responsibility right there, like, and that's what I was going to say more than anything. You just got to hold yourself accountable. You got to know, got to communicate and be able to say to yourself, okay, this is going to happen if I don't. Like, exactly like Rich said. So I agree with you 1,000%, bro.
And then the communication part, as far as like you expressing that you are attracted to her, I think that helps as well, because at least she knows, like, okay, all right, at least he find me attractive and not like, so like, oh my gosh, don't touch me. I don't want to be alone with you. You know what I mean? So at least she kind of like her confidence, feels good.
Interesting. I'm throwing another flag. The reason why I'm throwing a flag is because, all right, so we're saying that we have to set boundaries and we have to communicate by saying, hey, yeah, this is how I'm feeling. Because it's hard for men. It's hard for men because women want to feel wanted. Right? Women want to feel wanted. So I guess the question that I'm asking is, how do you make a woman feel wanted without it being sexual? Ladies, how do you want to made to feel wanted without it being sexual?
Well, my love language is words of affirmation. So I'm going to need you to keep telling me some stuff.
Okay.
Y'all don't mind me. No, you can no literally. Express how you feel about me. Express how important I am to you. Express how much you value me. You don't have to really, touch me or buy me materialistic. Just let me know. But that's just my love language. So you gotta tell me. You gotta boost my ego a little bit.
Gotcha.
Tell me I'm fine.
Gotcha.
Let me know.
So how do we let somebody know that they're desirable without it being sexual? Anybody else?
I guess just the quality time,
Okay.
just doing things together that are meaningful, to one another. So being attentive to their needs. Let's just say the person likes art, take them to a museum or something like that. Take them to a pottery class. Take them to sip and paint, something like that. So those are things that you can do. I guess just being attentive and spending quality time.
Gotcha. So all right. So I'm going to raise the argument because there's a young woman. Her husband's a multi-millionaire. He's famous upon famous. I think her last name is Curry, and then she was expressing the fact that she didn't feel wanted. And y'all can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong. So my question is, if you're Steph, what could Steph do to make his wife feel wanted? I mean, she has everything he has. So the question, ladies, help the fellas out. How? Because y'all in the chat are saying it's possible, it's easy. Please put some. How do you want to be made feel desirable without it being sexual? So I heard words of affirmation, and you said quality time. Anybody else?
I was gonna say, well, they're basically saying to cater to that person's love language. You got to find out how they feel
Absolutely.
loved. So
Yes.
you got to do what they want. Whether that's words of affirmation, quality time, gifts. So if she's
Acts
not
of
really
service.
if she's not really a gifts person, Aisha, and her man is a multimillionaire, but
Aisha, we got you, girl. We
he's
got you.
buying her things left and right, but she's like, okay, but I don't care. I don't care about this. I want you to spend time with me. So those are ways that she'll feel loved.
Gotcha. Anybody else want to jump into that? Okay.
What if their love language is touch?
So, oh yeah, that's a great question. All right, you know what? Let's do that. Let's do that because one of the love languages is physical touch. Ladies, can you help? And fellas also, can you help? Can you help define physical touch? Because I think there's a misconception between men and women on what physical touch actually is. Because for a man, it's one thing, and for a woman, it might be something totally different. So, what is
for me,
physical
maybe
touch?
it could be just holding hands or giving hugs. Maybe that could be somebody like that
I mean,
aspect.
absolutely, because
Yeah.
physical touch doesn't automatically mean he has to lead to
Right,
sex.
right.
Like for me, I just be making myself look bad. Like for me,
Living your truth, sis. Living your truth.
like for me, like for me, I'm a kisser, right? Just because I'm a kisser doesn't mean that every kiss is going to lead to something. But that's just me. That's how I express, how I feel, about that person. But it doesn't mean that because I'm kissing this person, it's gonna lead, we're gonna go down, that bedroom. It doesn't.
So you.
No, for me, just for me,
Gotcha.
y'all. Because I have.
Gotcha.
What about?
What if that
So-
kiss for him is so much more? You know what I mean? But you're kissing, but it doesn't seem like anything to you because you're
Right.
expressing your love.
Well, I mean, I'm not like down deep his throat though. Like it's just
that
I'm
one little,
just a
you
peck.
know what I'm saying?
Just a peck.
And I think this is important. And I think this is important.
Like if I give a peck, you want to like a peck.
Right.
Then all of a sudden you want to strip
Right.
naked.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's
No,
why
you
it's
a
different
little
for men and
Then we
women
got bigger
sometimes.
issues.
Like you were saying.
Gotcha.
Because that physical touch for men is more than just literally a touch.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
that's
For
why I was
color
just
girls
trying
all
to.
over.
Not necessarily so.
All right.
Sometimes, man, like me, I just want my beard rubbed sometimes. You know,
Okay.
Pastor, like a little rub on the neck sometimes. That's it.
So
like a
that's
little-
physical touch too.
that is physical
is
touch, but it's
physical
not going to
touch,
go
right.
anywhere. Sometimes it's just you come home from a long day, you want to chill with your lady. I just want a little bit of physical touch. I want to feel your love.
I guess with that, you just gotta talk about again, communicate your boundaries. Like if you feel like, all right, don't touch me right there because I get a little excited or something like that, then you just gotta communicate that to your partner.
I got you. So if I'm hearing an overriding theme tonight, I think we have 15 more minutes. So there's something else I want to touch. So if I'm hearing an overriding theme tonight, it's about communication. Because I think communication is permeating through all these different subjects. So where do you think the biggest weakness or the biggest disconnect happens between men and women when it comes to communication? And the reason why I'm asking this is because when I look at my wife, we talk about compromise being a thing in relationships, and I often tell her that there are some things that don't have a compromise. Sometimes you're gonna have to choose. You're gonna have to go with the way that I pick. Sometimes, so compromise is a communication sinkhole for us. So ladies, can you help the guys out as far as what is good communication, and then fellas, I'm gonna have y'all help the ladies as to what is good communication, or you can say what is poor communication if you have experienced that.
Who goes first, the fella?
When you talk about yourself all the time, like, me, yeah, like, yeah, it's just 50. It's all about you over here. And if I, like, say, for instance, like, if I'm asking or if I'm offering something, you're like, nah, why are we here? If you're not going to listen to me, I'm trying to communicate. I'm doing my part by communicating, but you're just being self-centered and just worrying about yourself. Yeah.
Okay. So communication sinkholes. What hinders good communication, or what is bad communication? What does it look
Well,
like?
sometimes people communicate, just to get a response,
Yeah.
but not actually listening and
Listening.
understanding
Exactly.
what I'm saying.
Exactly.
So it's like I'm telling you this, but you're not really listening to what I'm saying. You just have a response. You just want to hit me, with something, and I'm just like, yo, like you completely missed what I just said, but go off.
Exactly.
My problem or thing that I see in communication, it sort of segues off of what you're saying. It's just when you're not trying to understand the other person, because everybody want to get their point across, but no one takes the time to get the other person's point. And I find that in my personal experience that females more often want their point to be, you don't understand me. No, I understand you, but I want you to also understand me, so that this way we can come to a middle ground. And that's a big hindrance in communication, if you ask me, when females feel like they're not understood and they keep forcing the point, you don't understand me. But it's like, okay, and when I tell you, yes, I do understand you, but I also need you to understand me, so that this way we both could be on the same.
A good
Awesome.
communication skill that I have seen is when two people are talking and one is expressing their thoughts and then the other person hears them and they repeat back to the person what they said. Not only what did they just say, but what I'm hearing you say is such and such and such. And if the person is like, no, that's not actually what I'm saying, and then they try to, exactly, break
That
it
is
down,
peer
dissect
mediation
it.
101 right
That's
there.
what?
Peer mediation 101.
Right. So I think
it
that's
works, it
great
works.
because now you're like, okay, so what I hear you saying is so and so and so, and then they're like, exactly. So now you get to go back and forth and actually have a communication with one another.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Anybody else? What is great communication? Right. Anybody else?
Not that I was actually great at it before, but now I think I got this. Let's just be honest here. I think it's when something goes wrong. I think it's great to just talk about it right then and there, instead of waiting like I used to do 5-10 years later and just be holding it in, don't want to say nothing, and all of a sudden it just blows up. I think it's great when I see couples. I'm not saying because if I'm mad, okay, at 3:55, and you want to talk about it at 3:56, I don't want to talk about it at 3:56. Give me till like 4:15, and then maybe we can have this conversation. But what I'm saying, like, don't wait weeks and days later because you're upset, and now it's like it just it escalates into something that it should never even get that far. But I think once you attack it in a timely manner, I think things improve a whole lot better.
Gotcha. So don't sit on the problem.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, Richard, you was burning to say something.
Well, no, because I think she covered it though. Because that when she said you need to attack things right then and there, I was gonna say I would have to agree to disagree on that because I believe that you want to take some time. Like you got to be mature enough to sit there and say, listen, I'm not in the greatest spirits to talk to you right now. So let me just and for me, as I guess as odd as it may seem, something sort of similar like a safe word. If you're in a conversation and somebody's saying something and it's like it's getting heated, like for me, one of my things was like I would say, I got it, like in a raspy voice like that. So this way my partner understands, like, hey, okay, he understands. There's no need for me to keep beating the dead horse. You know what I'm saying? Because that happens all the time. You just keep drilling that pointer, and you're like, all right, I got it, and then they're not hearing that. But once you have like a safe word or something to let them understand that you truly understand, that sort of helps as well.
That's awesome. All right, so we have about 12 more minutes, but I really want to touch this. I want to talk about the dating pool in general, especially for young millennial Christians or people of different categories, because I oftentimes hear the phrase, "There's not enough good men out there." I've heard that, and I don't know if you guys agree or not, but if you had a wand or a magic wand, ladies and gentlemen, if you had a wand and you can fix the dating pool, what are a couple of things you would fix about the people who are in the dating pool? What would you like them to work on, or what do you feel like they need to fix in general that's going to help the dating pool?
Knowing what they want.
What do you mean by that?
Or knowing yourself enough to know what you want and what you will allow and what you won't allow.
That's interesting.
Everybody says they know what they want, but they truly don't know what they want. Like the thing about it is you don't know what you want until you get it. Sometimes, so you get into a relationship with somebody that is completely your opposite, and then that works out to be the best relationship you ever been in. But when some people sit there and they say, I have a type, they got to be this, they got to be that, they got to have this, they need this credit score, they need this amount of money, that you're limiting yourself. Me, if I was to change anything, it would be the expectation that you put on other people.
Expectation, that's good, okay.
You just got to let people be themselves and learn to love people for who they are and not who you want them to be. So if you meet somebody and he's goofy and you watch anime and he does try to change that and turn him into Denzel, man on fire, he got to be a gangster now. Like, no, that's not who he is. Learn to love the person for who they are and respect who they are and grow with that person, and that person will love you and respect you for who you are, and y'all will grow together. And if there's anything that needs fixing, like finances and things like that, that's a group activity. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that y'all can do together.
That's a group activity.
Charlene,
I wanted to add something. I still do believe that it is important for you to know what you want as far as deal breakers. You know, you need to have your deal breakers. You know, some things are preferences and you can work with, but you need to know your deal breakers and what you're going to put up with or not. And as well as the knowing what you want, it goes with knowing whether you want to even be in a relationship or not. So that can clear up confusion when it gets to that point. So.
So I have knowing what you want, expectations, other things. What are some other things that you wish that the people in the dating pool had? Some qualities or things that they should be added to them.
So what I've realized about the dating pool is that it really determines on, the dating pool is all about what you attract. So it's all about attraction. So for example, the dating pool for a lot of millennials could be in a church, or it could be in their job, or if they're constantly on social media, it'll be through social media. So it's really about what you attract, and that's what I realized the most beautiful thing about life is, if you really want to attract a significant other, just become what you want to attract.
Just become what you want to attract. Okay, that's good.
Become what you want to attract.
That's interesting. That's interesting. All right. What else? What qualities do you wish was added to the dating pool?
Not just focusing on the similarities that we both have, because I feel like that could be a hindrance sometimes. Like, oh, you sing and I sing. Okay, we ain't gonna be singing for the rest of our lives. You know what I mean? I feel like maybe we can focus on maybe the different things that maybe if I sing and maybe you play the piano, like something that we could build together with. You know what I mean? Because that's where the relationship is gonna lead anyway. You know, for us to create something where we can build or to put together, pretty much. So not focusing on the similarities, but focusing on maybe the different things that we have.
Awesome. You want to say something?
I guess another thing is a bigger focus on character, and a lesser focus on materials. You know,
More on character, less on flash.
yeah, pretty much,
Okay.
because everybody fall for the bling bling, but the person is a terrible person outside of that. So that's a big thing for me, where people put material things above the character of a person. You know, because some girls out there would stay with a man that's beating them and cheating on them, treating them like trash, as long as he got the bag. And then there are some men who stay with women who are treating them bad, and just because she looks good. You know what I'm saying? So we have to put more focus on character and less on the physical and the material things.
Awesome. All right, we're gonna end it right here, but I can't leave until we answer this question really quickly. All right, so dating, do's and don'ts. I counsel too many people who don't know how to date. So please help the people out there. Some dating do's or don'ts, or your pet peeves about dates. We're talking about like when we're actually together, one-on-one, hanging out. Do's and don'ts or pet peeves.
Well, y'all already know what my pet peeve is.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
What's your pet peeve, Charlotte? Tell the people.
When the man does not pay on the first date.
Hold on.
Saying, can I interject? Please,
Oh, wait,
please. No.
Go
You've
ahead.
been waiting for this.
No.
Go ahead, sir.
Now listen.
Ooh, he's triggered.
Now listen. I am. I am very triggered. Because I believe paying on the first date. I do. But when a man pays on the first date and the man can't even get a thank you, and this has happened. This has happened. It makes you think. So me and my fellas, when we talk, we ask all the time. We say, because in the dating world, first off, the Christian dating world is completely different from the secular dating world. You have to use completely different principles. The Christian dating world, I can be like, hey, how you doing? Yo, we share the same faith. Let's go off that. Boom. The secular dating world, I don't know you from a can of paint. You're beautiful. You find me handsome or attractive. Let's go out. Let's go find out about each other. But regardless of how we meet, regardless of how we meet, we have to come to a common agreement of what we want and what we want to share together. So,
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense.
But to go back to what the original thing is when it comes to paying for a date, me and the fellas straight up said like, yo, so what is this? Is this a date? If you say yes, we pay. If you say no, all right, cool. You're tired.
When do you ask
Yeah,
that?
At the end of the day.
I'm
At the end of
sorry.
the day?
I
At
would
the
have
end
to
of the
agree.
day.
Gotcha.
I would have to agree. Like in the talking stage, the texting and the calling, I think that should be asked. Like, is this a date? You know what I mean? Because if it's not a date, then we women shouldn't get mad that he's not paying
But you're
because it's
saying
not considered
before.
a date.
Yeah, but you're saying before. He's
Exactly.
saying after.
No, I'm saying before. We should know before that it's a date.
Yeah, that's
I
what
think
I'm
That's interesting.
if the date's going well, like me personally, if the date's going well, I'm blunt. That's my personality. So I guess it's all about your personality. If you don't like my personality from the beginning, you probably won't like me. Period. There's probably something. We're
'Cause
mature
I just
enough
feel
to
like
understand.
if a man's gonna be like at the end of the date, say, "Is this a date or not?" I would have been like, "Well, did you ask me on a date?" Like,
No,
Then it's a date.
I'ma
I'm
give the
saying
same-
for
But
the
what is a
female
date?
to ask.
But what is a
Hold
date?
on, hold on.
I'm
Hold
asking,
on.
like,
What is it?
for me,
Maybe-
this is
maybe
for me.
so.
I'm speaking for me. If a man says, "Hey, I would like to take you out to dinner," whatever, then the female would ask, "Is this a formal date?" And then I would say, "Okay, now I know he's paying because he initiated it." But if it's like a casual, sit down, sitting at Starbucks or whatever, right? I shouldn't get mad that he's not paying.
You're just
Yeah,
getting
I
to
don't
know
want that.
somebody.
Fake. Pump fake. Pump fake.
Hold on.
Pump fake.
Hold on, Richard. Richard, you gonna say something? I'm gonna come back to you. Yeah, go ahead.
I just think dating is so messed up. Like I go out with female friends, I do casually a lot, and it is a date because we're exchanging data, we're getting to know each other, and sometimes I'll pay for the coffee, she pays for the coffee. We'll talk about business, we'll talk about our careers, whatever it may be. We're just getting to know each other. So the problem with dating, though, is that, and this is where it gets sticky, and me as myself as a man, when it comes to dating, I'm very selective with who I talk to, is that women will get a misconception that if you're trying to talk to them and get to know them and go out, that it's automatically a romantic relationship. Okay. Well, sometimes it's just a man trying to get to see if he even likes you or what you have to offer. And if a man can't even do that, then how's he supposed to know?
Just state it. I say just talk about it before, because I ain't gonna lie. I'll be like, "Are you paying?"
For sure, but
All right.
So,
So,
y'all don't
So-
want to pay for my number one at Chick-fil-A? Like,
all right. So,
Okay.
it
We can
gotta
get a
be
number
date
one at
for y'all
Chick-fil-A.
to pay for $7.59.
I'm gonna give the same tip that I gave the last time.
What's the same
Pump
tip, sir?
Fake.
What does that
now,
mean?
Listen, for most men, it's not even the that you're going to pay. It's your intentions. You know what I'm saying? Men want to see where you coming from. If you have what type of aura you're gonna give off.
Preach
So,
it.
so if you go out on a date with somebody and y'all didn't establish if he's paying or not paying or whatever the case may be, let me just pull my purse and pretend, and he's gonna go, no, don't worry about that. I got you. Because that's what a real man is going to do. A real man is going to be, no, we won't have any of that today. And he'll tell you, put your purse away.
How do they
He's gonna
say
pay
it?
for it? He's going to pay for it.
So what's
but
a date?
amen.
Yeah, identify
You know what?
your
Yeah.
date.
Yeah.
Let's do
it
that.
doesn't-
Let's do that.
It doesn't even matter how you classify a date. It's your intention. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how you can also tell the type of man that you're dealing with too. Because if he lets you pay, then you can sit there and say, oh shoot,
He interested.
he might be trying to just take my money too. So now you can see how that goes on date 2 and date 3, and if he continues doing that, then you can say, all right, buddy, I'm gonna just cut it short because I can see that you not really have me as a woman that you want to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly. So that's how I would say that is a very valuable tool to utilize. And if you're not about that life though, don't do it. Because there might be a guy who's gonna call you on it. And if he calls you on it, then that's it. You know what I'm saying? So the pump fake is very powerful.
all right. So the original question is dating do's and don'ts. So I heard a couple of things. Does anybody has anything else they want to chime in?
Yes.
So yes, go ahead.
I ain't answer what he said, but okay. Because I'm feeling some type of way about that, but I'm going to get back to you. Okay? Dating, don't. I think I like a planner, right? So if you're taking me out on a date, all right, don't pick me up, wait till I get in the car and say, so what we doing? Because what I'm doing, I'm walking out, okay? Because I need you, no, seriously, because don't tell me you're taking me out on a date and you have absolutely no plan on what we're doing now, so now I got to figure this out. Now I end up marrying you, I got to figure everything out. You know, so that lets me know that don't you dare. Don't do it, Rich.
Hold on. I'm gonna just jump on that though. So
I'm asking for a planner, that's all.
that's no problem with that. My thing is dating don't. If you do not plan the date, do not complain about the date. Enjoy the date and go home. And once you go home, then you can complain to your girlfriends.
That is Richard Short.
don't come on my date that I planned and I took my time.
Yeah, if you plan.
No, but-
No,
absolutely.
but she's talking about if she get in
I'm
the
trying
car
to-
and you don't know what you're doing.
Exactly.
But my thing is that if a guy says he plans a date, let's say he does something that you don't like doing, and you're gonna give him the short end of the stick because you don't like doing that. No, that's not cool. If you're gonna go out on a date and you expect him to plan it, just ride. Enjoy the date, have fun, be yourself on that date. But if that's something that you're not used to doing, let's just say he take you, I don't know, riding ATVs on the first date, but you're going through mud country and you're one of them girls who don't like to get mud and stuff on their body. You know what I'm saying? Don't sit there and be like, oh, no, I didn't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
I think
I wouldn't complain. I just
But-
want somebody to plan.
Yeah,
That's all.
and I get where Lila is saying. Like, if I get in the car and I got heels and a dress on, and you taking me to ride some trucks, I need to know in advance. That's the planning that we're talking about. Like, tell me how to let me know beforehand what I need to look like
that
or
was
something.
a poor example. That was a poor example.
No, it was
No,
not.
We know what
I
you're
mean,
saying.
for me, it was
Oh,
a poor
for you,
example. Yeah, it was a
okay.
poor example. Like, that was extreme. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm just getting, like, let's say he takes you to a restaurant that you don't like to go to. You know what I'm saying? You was thinking you was going to go to Chez Maurice. He took you to Chili's, you know?
Yo, shout out to Chili's, man. Shout out to Chili's. They holding it
You know
down.
what I'm saying? So,
Shut up.
But you really hate the 2 for $20. And he's like, yo, we going to do this 2 for $20.
Yo, shout out to for the 2 for 20. We hold it down.
You know what I'm saying? So if he plans it and however it goes down, like if you don't like it, just try to
I mean, if it
enjoy
goes wrong, it goes
because it's the
wrong.
effort. It's the effort that he put
Absolutely,
into it. It's
absolutely.
what means more than what is actually taking place.
All right. So do we have any other dating do's and don'ts? All right. Listen. So listen. This conversation, I kind of feel like it's just beginning.
It sure is.
But everything that starts has to come to an end. And so y'all be on the lookout. Y'all be on the lookout for episode. Y'all be on the lookout. So listen, if you have not shared this live, please go ahead and share it. I think that this has been a great conversation. There's been a lot of information that has been given. I believe that somebody on your timeline can also benefit from this conversation. So listen, thank you once again for hanging out with us here at PSL. I just want to say thank you to my 5 amazing friends. Can y'all put some hearts or some hand claps in the comments for my panelists here tonight? And we just want to thank you for hanging out with us, and we will see you guys later.